Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do in our Ajax chat application is set up our database. Now, as I said in the introduction video, we're already assuming, or I'm already assuming, that you have a login system in place that allows users to log in with a particular user ID. And this is important because then it allows your users to log in and start chatting as their user accounts, and it will display their username. So you'll obviously need to modify some things within this to suit your application, but in terms of this example, I'm just using this example table. And we can see if we go over to the structure, we've got a user ID, which is an auto increment integer, primary key as you'd expect, and the username here is just a variable character type and 25. So nothing really special here, and I've inserted two usernames, Alex and Billy, and we're going to test these side by side later on. So we need to create another table, and this is going to house all of the chat messages that we type into the box or into the chat application. So I'm going to add two more columns because we're going to have 4 columns in total. I'm going to call the table chat. The first field is going to be the message ID, just an index on the table, so this isn't important in our actual application. We're also going to have the user ID of the person that posted it. So this is going to relate, this is going to be a number, it's not going to be the user name. This is going to be a number pointing to that particular user. We're then going to have a message field and a timestamp field because we're going to be ordering by time, and we're going to do that descending, so the very latest messages are at the top. So with the message ID, we need to set this as an auto increment. We need to set it as a primary key, and we can leave that as integer. User ID can be left as integer because, again, it's sort of a joined column for the users table, which is also an integer. The message is going to be text, and timestamp's also going to be int. So let's go ahead and save this out. So we now have our table. Brilliant. So what we can do is, to test this, we can start to insert some messages and see what our view is going to look like on the front end, so how these messages are going to be pulled through. Then we'll start to build the functionality to actually allow the users to type in a message, hit enter, and send the message along. So in the next part, we're going to look at actually designing the form on our front end and then pulling some of this data through.